Okay, so hello YouTube, welcome to Homestead as Fraps decided to give me a very nice welcome to the recording. First car out on the track for Homestead qualifying is Vince Almerigo in the Menards Chevrolet, and they come this one ninth in the owners points.
So Vince had a decent season, an average finish of 19.17. They have 2 wins on the season at Pig Stadium and Lime Rock. They have 8 top 5s and 11 top 10s. So it's not bad season for the 15. Their first time with a consistent driver, and they produced some good results.
To be fair, the 15s actually had consistent drivers for every season except for last season. Up to last season, it had been just Jeff James in the 15. Zach Flickinger in the 55 Napa Auto Parts Toyota comes into this one. There they are, 41st in the owners' points.
So their average finish was 21.27 on the season. They only had 2 top 5s with a 4th at Chicagoland and Texas as the mile and a half, so nice to them. Zach missed 17 races with 2 D&Q wins on the season, so they showed some speed in the D&Q races, and at the mile and a half, they showed some decent speed. This is pretty much the defunct Bill Davis 55 team into Michael Waltrip Racing.
Sky Commons, the Red Bull Toyota car number 83, comes into this one 31st in the owners' points.
So Sky average finish was 21.1. Sky did win 1 race at Cleveland and had 2 third-place finishes during the year. Sky missed 12 races during his tenure, won only 1 D&Q race. But Matt Dixon, his teammate, outperformed him part-time, so Sky has some work next year to get himself better. He's a veteran of the series that didn't run too well this year.
Chris Wilson, the Best Buy Comcast Chevrolet, I believe is the scheme there. 66 team comes in this one 49th in the owners' points.
Chris Wilson, 22.82 average finish. The start of the season was good for him. He finished 6th at Daytona, 9th at Auto Club, and a 2nd Chicagoland. Since then, his best finish was 13th twice. Chris won the Indy D&Q race and missed 4 races during the season. This team will be full-time next year if somebody picks it, so they have
they are
attempting. So they got a
full-time.
Well, yeah, so they got a basic plan on what they want to do next year.
William Duncan, the unsponsored 31 car, comes into this one 19th in the owners' points.
So William is the first driver we mentioned that probably doesn't have, besides his 15, that does have D&Qs. 21.62 average finish. It's been a really struggling season for the 31 team. Only 2 top 5s, a 4th at Richmond, a 5th at Dega, and they only have 10 top 10s during the year. So the 31 was not fast. Hopefully to build on that for next year to get some more speed if anybody picks the car.
Preston Plord, the lithium-ion Home Depot Chevrolet car number 20, comes into this one 25th in the owners' points. They're currently 8th quickest in this session.
Plord had the 1 win at Ontario, a 3rd at Twin Rig, and the 4th in Motorsport. Was pretty much the highlight of his season. That was the only, where is the 20 right there? Only the 3 top 5s did. Only 5 top 10s in the season on top of that. So the 20 team showed really bad consistency. We're not a front-running team during the season. So we'll see if they can improve next year.
Jonathan Zerline, the Motorola Ford for Robbie Gordon Motorsports, comes into this one as the owners' points leader.
So Zorline had an average finish of 19.15 during the season. He actually missed Daytona and I believe Atlanta. Put on my notes. Yeah, Daytona and Atlanta.
Yeah.
He won 3 unit, and his best didn't get another good finish till 2nd place at Riverside. The Robbie Gordon team really showed consistency at the short tracks, the road courses with Swiss Spirit to put him in this point. And even though missing 2 races, they're up there. Zach Flickinger goes to the fastest car on the track.
Actually, he has been the fastest car so far for a lot of this. Mary Shelley, the M&M's Ford, is currently 12th quickest in this session, and the past champion comes into this one 33rd in the owners' points.
So one of the heartbreaks of the season has to go to Mary Shelley. Used up the championship provisional, which led to 10 D&Qs for her. Her average finish this season was, where's Mary? She's so far down, 23.48. Only 2 good runs, the 2nd at Sonoma, 3rd at Kansas, was leading lap at Iowa, but got caught up in the pit strategy last weekend. So Mary's got one last hurrah, but that lap time's going to be iffy with so many cars here this week.
Season.
Yeah.
Allie Nelson, the car number 36, the 360 OTC Toyota with a little bit of it has that logo on the hood this week. And the Bill Davis Racing entry comes in this one 37th in the owners' points.
So one of the worst, actually the worst average finish out of the full-time guys. Somebody's in the grass. 25.6. Stapleton. 63 was their average finish. Only 2 good runs, a third at South Boston, fourth at Darlington, and the whole field was pissed at her after running out of gas at Iowa. She missed, Allie, where are you? 13 races, did win one DNQ race, passing, I don't remember, one Chicagoland, the DNQ series. So Allie's looking for more results. Her and Tom Shelley are the longest non-winning losing streak drivers in the series, if I said that right.
The other way of looking at it is they are the ones with the longest the most starts without getting that first career win so far.
Correct.
Seth Cole, the National Guard Camo Chevrolet, is currently 18th quickest in this session as James Qualls goes to the top of the board. 25 team is 15th in the owners' points, battling for the best of the rest.
So Seth's average finish was 20.11 this season. Didn't start off good. Started off like how he did last season, DNQ in Daytona. Second at Daytona, and then didn't get a second place till Muscat, and had 3 more top 5s during the season. Seth is definitely the most improved driver in the series, and he will be back at Hendrick, I believe, next year. So
he's
trying to
moving
improve
to that car that just passed him.
Okay, so he's moving to the 5, so trying to build off the 5 success they've had the last 2 seasons.
And speaking of the 5, Chris Washer in car number 5, the CarQuest Chevrolet. If it matters, it has the yellow spoiler there. And the 5 team comes in this one 7th in the owners' points, no shot at winning it.
The second best average finish of the season behind Jackson, 18.11 average. Their best finish did not win. They haven't won since Thornton last year. Second at Pig Stadium. Chris has 7 top 5s and 12 top 10s. The team has been consistent like they were last season, just not enough to get the championship this year. Washer is not returning with Hendrick, I don't believe, so we'll see where Washer lands in this series.
I mean, Hendrick still has one car that they're looking at trying to run 5 teams. They have one car that they have not announced a driver for if they do indeed run 5 cars. So,
well, knowing Washer's luck, you'll probably end up in an unsponsored car again.
Mm-hmm. Jean Sanford in the 47 is currently 7th quickest right now. The hot rumor for her right now is that she might be going to actually staying with the 47 as they try and go full-time next season. This team, though, in their part-time effort, 5th, is that? No, that's 43rd in owners' points.
So Jean's won at Irwindale, snapping the losing streak, came close in Ontario early this season. Pretty solid drive, consistent season for Jean. Her average finish during the season was, where are you, Jean? Right there. 19.110, not bad for a part-time car. She DNQ'd Auto Club, won that race, I might add, and DNQ'd Lime Rock, had a tire issue at the end and finished last. But Jean, if she goes full-time, might make the chase again because she was the highest non-Final Four driver last year.
Yeah, pointed her way into the chase, mind you, and then finished 5th in points after getting eliminated in round 1.
Yep.
Amy Shelley in the number 12 Altel Dodge with the black bumper there in the front. The 12 team comes in this one 13th in the owners' points, trying to chase down that best of the rest.
Amy won a bunch of poles early in the season. Average finish is 20.14. Won 2 races at Richmond and Iowa, which was the most recent winner in the series. The 12 team did, I believe, won some races, made the chase last season, so the 12 did not make it this year, but they at least won some races, trying to build on for next season, as I believe it'll be the last year for Eltel in the series, so we'll see how they do.
Obviously, I would not be able to confirm or deny that. I don't remember. Charles Stanford, the 05 State Water Heater Chevrolet for SU Motorsports, currently 26th quickest in this session, and they are 39th in the owners' points.
So Charles' average finish for the season, where are you, Charles? There you are. 22.11, which was saved because of a where's my notes? Sorry. Second at Lion Rock, third at Martinsville, and 5th at Bristol, which was way early in the season. Led 60 laps at Irwindale. Charles missed about 12 races. I don't really have the numbers when he got replaced and stuff. He did not win a DNQ race, but finished second 5 times. So Charles looking to get back to victory lane next season or this weekend at Homestead, but that lap time needs to improve first.
As we're having a little bit of frame issues, I'm sorry about that. Isaac Flickinger in car number 78, the Jegs Chevrolet, is currently 20th quickest in this session, and they come into this one 51st in the owners' points.
Most recent original cup winner at 8 Bowl, 7th at South Boston was their other highlight of the season. The 78 team didn't make a race from Bristol to Lowell, so you could tell from the struggles. Isaac missed 8 races during the season, had 3 top 5s at DNQ series, so it's been a struggling year for them. But if I look at the trends we're going here, the 78 might have a win in every year in the series.
Will Lewis in car number 07, the DirecTV Chevrolet, is currently 16th quickest in this session, and they are 21st in the honors points coming in.
So Will Lewis has one win in the season at Bristol. Will won a few races last year in the 6th, I believe 2 to be exact. Finished second at, what was it, 8 Bull. No, yeah, it was 8 Bull. He finished second at, sorry. Yes, it was 8 Bull. 23.17 average finish for the 17. Did not make the chase, but tried to build on next year.
Delon Abrahimi in the AAA Ford, car number 6. You know what? Black on the cowl flap there area. It might have been important. I don't know. 23rd quickest though for the 6, and they are 17th in the honors points coming into this one.
So only 2 top 5s, a 4th at Cleveland, a 5th at Thornton. The 16 did win 2 races, like I mentioned last year, but didn't really perform that well. Missed a bunch of races before the chase. They got locked in because they're winning in. 16 needs to improve big time. They're running like they did in real life, and they're not doing too well. So if the 6 comes back, we'll see how they do next year.
Oh, we already talked about him. Henry Sanford, the 00 Brooklyn style pizza Toyota, comes into this one. They are 5th in the owner's points. They still have a shot at that owner's title, and they're currently 7th quickest in this session.
So Henry's average finish is 20.94 in the season. Henry has 1 win at Thornton, which snapped a long losing streak for another Sanford this weekend. Not this weekend, this season, sorry. And Henry has 9 top 5s and 14 top 10s, so it's been another consistent year for Henry. Running the full deal and not replacing somebody this year.
And next season we'll actually move over to the 7 car, so interesting things lined up for him.
Yes.
Chris Louvier, the U.S. Army Chevrolet, car number 01, the non-DEI version of this, is currently 28th quickest in this session, and they are 3rd in the owner's points with a shot at winning it.
19.7 average finish for Louvier. He actually missed Bristol, 1 win at Indy, and has 4 third places along the stretch. He's had a 41st at Muscat and a 33rd at Iowa, which kept the points chase pretty close. So if Louvier doesn't choke this week, he might have a shot.
James Qualls, the FedEx Express Chevrolet, is currently the quickest car on track, and they come into this one 29th in the owner's points.
So James's average finish this year was, where's Qualls? So he had, okay, here it is, 23.2. It's not been no, that's actually 25.11 for Qualls. It's not been a good season for him at all. He did win at Sears Point and got 3rd at Coca-Cola, and that's about been the only highlights of the car. Joe Gibbs' team has not performed at all this year. That switch to Toyota next year, we'll definitely see if they can make an improvement.
Tristan Wilhoit, the 3M Ford for Roush Racing, is currently 25th quickest in this session. They come into this one 11th in the owner's points, eliminated from title contention.
20.57, not surprised. The only things they've done were Crown Jewels at Daytona and Charlotte. They won, and pretty much they haven't done anything much since. They do have 6 top 5s and 9 top 10s, so a decent season for the 16. At least they were in the top 30 this year in points.
Brian Patterson, getting ready for his final Coke Vanilla Cup Series start with the R&L Carriers Ford this weekend, is currently 8th quickest, and the 17 team is 23rd in the owner's points coming in.
So Patterson has 7 wins on his career, if I'm not mistaken?
Yes.
He won in Atlanta early in the season. His average finish this year was 23.17. Did not have a top 5 since his win. Was 2nd at Irwindale, which was his first top 5 since Atlanta. 4th at, what was it? 4th at 8 Bulls, so we'll see how Paris this weekend. It's pretty sad to see one of the longest standing drivers of the series retire, but we wish him the best thing in his future endeavors.
William Brock in the car that Steven hates, the black Interstate Battery Chevrolet,
Yes.
is currently 9th quickest in this session, and the 18 team comes into this one 45th in the owner's points.
A 3rd at Riverside and a 4th at Lowe's is all Brock has done this year. Brock's average finish is 24.17. He has missed 17, actually 18, including Iowa. 1 DNQ win, I believe, at Pig Stadium it was. Joe Gibbs has struggled as a whole this year, so let's see if they can improve for next year. And I still hate the painting.
You got your wish, by the way, Steven, as well. Zachary Fitzwater, the Siemens Chevrolet, oh my God. The Siemens Dodge for Evernham Racing, car number 19, is currently 16th quickest in this session. They are 27th in the owner's points.
So Fitzy only has one win this season, which came at Twin Rig, a DNQ Thorian, but that momentum after DNQ he had was our revenge tour. 23.41 is the average finish, and besides the win, his best finish of the season was 6 times. Not 3 times, 6 times actually. I'm sorry.
Samed Ozkan, the Reese Chevrolet, car number 29, is 17th quickest in this session, and the 29 team comes into this one 35th in the owner's points.
So a second at Twin Rig behind Fitzwater and a 5th at Michigan were their best friends of the year. Samed's average finish was 21.76. He won 3 road course DNQ races on the season. Samet missed 13 races, and if he doesn't run the 41 next year, I'll be very disappointed.
William Flickinger in car number 40, the Target Dodge for Chip Ganassi Racing, is 7th quickest in this session, and the 40 team comes into this one 47th in the owner's points.
So the 40s had one of the best races of the year. 6th at Indy with the rear end destroyed and no hood. 6th at South Boston too. Besides that, he's missed 22 races straight up. He's only made 14 so far this year, and his average finish was 19.23 actually. So we had a few good top 10s in there. So we'll see how the 40 does next year. It's been a pretty terrible car in the series.
Zachary DeLello in the 49 car for BAM Racing is currently 5th quickest in this session, the PVA.org Dodge. And the 49 team in their part-time effort this season comes in this one 55th in the owner's points.
So their average finish this year was 20.5, which is not too bad. They won at Michigan, 5th at Riverside, and 9th at Mosport. They did not make a race or attempt from Coca-Cola to Michigan, and they actually won Michigan. DeLello won one DNQ race, I believe, at Barnesville, and DNQ'd 6 times in the season. The 49's got one more, actually I take that back, 2 more years left in the series history, so we'll see how they can do preparing for next year. And I love that paint scheme.
Assuming they don't end up coming up with a custom because they ran really well or something.
I love that paint scheme.
Henry Williams, the Camping World Ford car 77 in a second Robbie Gordon car this week, is 20th in the owner, or 20th on speed charts. They are actually 53rd in the owner's points.
To help Storyline's success, I definitely have to mention him. 2 wins at Coca-Cola and the All-Star race at $1 million has definitely helped Storyline out a lot. Second at Pick Street was their best result. We will not see the second Robbie Gordon car until 2009, so trying to go out with a bang. But that lap time is not going out with a bang.
Unless we decide to start doing customs if teams start really running well, which, you know what, might be a possibility. It would be something that'd be legit and realistic if you think about it. So with 28 cars in this session, there you look at the bottom. So.
Ow! Wow, Chris Louvier, ouch. So Sanford, that's gonna be a house call. It looks like. Sky Commons looks like Mary Shelley, ouch. Isaac Flickinger, another house call. Tristan Wilhoit, 26. That's Roush Fenway. Wow, that's in the toilet. The Jegs car. Nothing like winning to a DNQ, just like Sky Commons did at Cleveland to the next race.
Well, 78 does improve on that lap, by the way.
It's not bad for the 78 team. There's the 40. The 40 might make the race. That's going to be huge if Kev misses it. Oh. Well, William, nice. How you doing?
From Friends on that one.
Yes, I'm glad somebody got that reference. James Qualls on the fastest. That's a surprise right there. That's a shock.
I guess we won't have to worry about that dual state water heaters thing for the race, though.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I know.
Thank
but
you
that's
for
tough
catching
race.
yourself.
Yeah, you know what I was gonna say. We've been broadcasting so long, we already know what we're gonna say. That's bad. It's time for a break.
You'll get your break soon enough.
Yeah, then we're gonna be back on the every night recording in May.
Probably a little after that, actually. But
Spoiler alerts.
as flying laps will count.
Yep. So Sky Commons
I saw
and
Sky Commons improve. I don't know where to wear.
well, who knows? Group 2 might everybody in Group 2 might be slower, so you never know. Allie Nelson second, that's good for them. The 40 will make the race. I'm sorry, I can't say that. I apologize. I can't confirm or deny that.
I mean, yeah, and so that will do it for qualifying. James Qualls sets the quickest lap time of this session. Allie Nelson, Zach Flickinger all up there, Zachary DeLello, Chris Wilson, William Flickinger, William Brock in the top 10. I would say that those times look fairly safe. You never know. It depends on what happens with group number 2. There are a lot of DNQ, or not DNQ. There are a lot of Go-Go homers this weekend, as evidenced by the fact that we have 28 cars in this session. Chris Livier, by the way, jumped up in standby time there. He jumped from last to 22nd.
And Zorline 19th, that's going to be big if he starts in the back.
Well, so it looks like Zorline might start in the back. He actually tied with Will Lewis, so technically that becomes 18th because of the tiebreaker.
Yeah, Brock looks like he might be safe, like you mentioned. DeLello's definitely safe with Flickinger and Nelson.
And with how many Go-Go homers we have, I would say Gene Sanford's going to be a little bit iffy. Definitely Ozcon, and most likely Henry Williams, Sky Commons, Isaac Flickinger, Charles Sanford going to the house most likely. We'll have to wait and see. But that is it for group number 1. We'll be right back for group number 2. And welcome back for group number 2. First car out onto the track will be the one of Muhammad Zainabdullah, the Bass Pro Shops Tracker Boats Chevrolet for DEI, and they come to this one 24th in the owner's points.
So their average finish of the year was 23.2. Sumet's best finish was 3rd, Daytona in Las Vegas, but since then their best run was that. Oh wow, I failed. Muhammad, best run was, he had his 6th last week, but pretty much it's been a really disappointing season. He's been a bust in the series, and if he returns next year, he's going to have to prove himself because teams don't want to take a chance on somebody who can't run good.
For that mispronunciation of the name, I apologize for anyone that listens to these videos that is Muslim. I am so sorry.
That wasn't intentional. Not that much of a jerk.
Kyle Matthews, the Lowe's Chevrolet car 48.
Come on, Charles.
26th in the owner's points. It was still so terrible of a name, and of all the names to mispronounce.
I couldn't make a joke, but I could get them demonetized. Anyways, the 48 car DNQ. I don't know.
I don't run ads.
Okay, I can't make that joke anyways. We'll get banned from YouTube. Anyways, DNQ in Atlanta for the 48 car. They missed 2 races. Michael Norman and Trevor Germain took over the car after Kyle got concussion-like symptoms and was advised to stay out of the car. He finished 2nd in Las Vegas. That's the pretty much only good result he had this season. Kyle's average finish with missing 3 races, it was 23.18. So the 48 team struggled last year, and they continue their struggles this year.
Alger Baranowskis in car number 80 for Joe Gibbs Racing, an extra entry for that team this weekend. So obviously the 80 doesn't actually have any attempts this season, so they are technically 59th in owner's points.
So the 80 we saw at the All didn't really count for points. Almost win the stage, but didn't make it to the All-Star race. Average finish for Aldra is 23.77. So what led to this result is the 46 team helping them and their good runs in the last few weeks in the Hooters series. All Aldra Baranowskis has done this season was a 5th at Pigs Creek, and besides that was a 17th at Riverside. She's missed 6 DNQ races and lost in the final quarter to Met at Cleveland. So we'll see if she can make the race this weekend, and 6th place is definitely going to do that.
I think you just meant to say she's missed 6 races this season. You said missed 6 DNQ races. Just saying.
Yeah.
Alexander Rowe in the lighter shade of the number 2 Miller Lite Dodge comes into this one 38th in the owner's points.
So biggest improvement in the last 10 races has gone to Alexander Rowe. Before Richmond, his average finish was 31.06. In the last 10 races, it's gone up to 24.7. He won at Muscat, 4th at Lime Rock. He missed 14 DNQ races missed 14 races this year. I keep watching that. He won the DNQ race at Sonoma and 8 top 5s to boot. So if Rowe returns next year in the 2, he has a lot of momentum. Maybe he'll have some Akari results from 2006 next year.
Kev Shear, the Spider-Man Dodge car number 43 is currently now it's currently 9th quickest as times are still improving massively. The 43 team comes into this one 40th in the owner's points, an improvement over last season.
So beginning of the year, they had a bunch of DNQs and struggled a crap ton. But ever since third at Richmond, almost won, but the green-white checkered happened. 5th 2 times during that stretch. Kev's average finish is I'll have to see that in a minute, but I'm gonna find Kev. Here he is. His average finish this year is 21.12, and we'll see if Kev. I'm pretty sure he's gonna return, but oh my God, what the heck is going on here?
Yeah, you see what I'm seeing. Steve Pollard in car 33 is currently 27th quickest as his lap time is still just getting up to speed. The 33 team now is 34th in the owner's points.
So Steve has definitely had the craziest season out of anybody in the series history. Thanks to some pandering and thanks to Charles being a good friend. Steve's average finish is 20.5. He won 4 races at Auto Club, Mosport, Ventsport Arena, and Darlington. He ran the 23 at Coca-Cola thanks to Charles. He took over Robert's car thanks to Charles. He ran the 05 thanks to Charles. The 43 was thanks to Kev, and he ran the 33 the last 10 races. Not the chase he's hoped for, but 4 wins is definitely makes me happy, and hopefully Steve can take this momentum to the 82 Red Bull car next year.
Again, rumor.
I'll confirm it.
No, because none of that stuff's happening it hasn't happened at the time of this recording. It's not happening until after this recording even goes out. So
wait, didn't Steve get a reserve because he made the chase?
Oh, okay. So for the sake of the thing, yes, he will. But I'm not doing any of the reserve. I'm not even doing any of the reserve signups until after we're done recording. RJ Reynolds. We're wasting time, by the way. RJ Reynolds is 21st quickest to 44 car, and he is 46th in the owner's points coming in.
So the second best drive of the season, RJ made up 3 laps at 3 unit and finished 5th. Second in Cleveland was pretty much the highlight. Just like Steve Pollard, he won 4 DNQ races and 19 starts. He missed 19 races, obviously. RJ's average finish was 23.13. The 44 team struggled like they did in real life, missing a bunch of races. So hopefully a second year for the Toyota team will help them out, as that is the great lap time for whoever goes first.
Well, that's actually only good enough for about 6th fastest overall.
Yep.
Sam Young, the Panasonic Chevrolet car number 14, comes into this one with a chance at the owner's title still. They are 4th in the owner's points coming in.
So Sam's average finish this year was 19.37. 1 win at Barber, and Sam was the only driver in all 3 series to have a shot at the title. I believe he's eliminated in the trucks and still has a shot.
Trucks, and I think he has a shot in the other 2.
So who knows? He can still win 2 out of the 3, and that'd be a pretty impressive feat. So we'll see if Sam can do it this weekend.
Yeah, he was actually eliminated in trucks by 1 single point. The magic number was 148. He's 149. Matt Dixon, car 84, the Red Bull Toyota, is 23rd quickest right now in this session, and the 84 team in their part-time effort this season, 50th in the owner's points.
So definitely the best team of the series. Their average finish was 11.2, and I'm not joking with that. They won at where did they win? They won at Martinsville, and their worst finish in the races they made was 21st. Hell, they even won 2 DNQ races with missing 5 races. They missed at Twin Rig because they had a good result at Indy. So if the 84 goes full-time next year, which is rumored also, hopefully they have the same result because that car is fast. But not right now, they're not fast.
Tom Shelley, the Goodies Dodge, car number 45, is 14th quickest right now in this session, and the 45 team is 44th in the owner's points coming in.
So Tom's season has been pretty disappointing. His best finish is 3rd 3 times back in season 3, 21.52 his average finish to the season. Best finish was actually last weekend at Iowa's first top 5, 6th twice. Besides that, Tom is also with Allie Nelson the longest, most starts without a win. So Tom, if he returns next year in the 45, will try to snap that streak.
Cole Deaver in the Budweiser Chevy car number 8 is 19th quickest right now, and they come into this one 16th in the owner's points.
So Cole had 1 win at Pigs Creek, 21.17 average finish for the 8 team. The worst DEI car in the stable behind the 15 and the 01. So we'll see how they can fare this week and try to get better for next year.
Which technically the 01 wasn't even necessarily a DEI car every week anyway.
Robert Pollard, the fourth.
Get to that later. Jack James, the Lucas Oil 1957 Chevrolet for car number 4, 28th quickest in this session, 28th in the owner's points coming in.
So Jack hit the Attenuary at Indy 19.7 his average finish. No, that's actually wrong person. 21.4.61 was his average finish. His best finish was 5th at Richmond, 7th at Road America, and 9th at Ontario. The Ford team, it definitely was the second biggest proof behind Seth Cole because they were missing a bunch of races, and they made pretty much almost every race this year. So good job to the Ford team. Hopefully to build that on next year.
Part of that was at the beginning of the season they were using the 04 points from last season.
Yes.
Charles Jackson, the Mopar Dodge, car number 9, is 10th quickest right now in this session. Unsure his plans for next season. Right now, there are rumors he might not be returning to a series, and he comes into this one 6th in the owner's points.
So Jackson's average finish was the best out of the full-time, 16.14. 2 wins on the season, Chicagoland and Kansas, so a mile and a half, so definitely good to him. It's kind of disappointing he's out of the title hunt for the championship because he definitely had a good run at it. And let's see how he does this weekend. It's a mile and a half, so he's going to have a shot at it. As the 70 goes to the top.
Pretty sure, if I'm remembering correctly, I'm pretty sure he still has a shot at the drivers. It's just the owners they don't. Because the drivers is a little bit lower down because the 7's not in there.
Okay.
Johnny Gardner, the Kenwood Dodge Car 06, is 18th quickest right now in this session with a 28.62. And Johnny, the 06 team, comes into this one 48th in the owner's points.
The bright side for Johnny, one top five the year at Barber, 3 top 10s, but besides that, it's been a horrible stretch. He's missed every race, I believe. Where is Johnny here? Johnny, he's missed every race since Cleveland with a 42nd Irwin deal. Didn't even take the green flag, and an average finish of 24.2 this season. Won 3 D&Q races early in the year, but the last few months for Johnny's been pretty hard, so it's pretty understandable why he hasn't been running good. So hopefully his head gets back to a place where he can be comfortable and he can do well in the 25 next year.
Zach Rogers in the Sears Dodge car number 10, 27th quickest in this session right now, and they are 22nd in the owner's points coming in.
So the only Evernham car not to win this year was the 10 car. Their best finish was 3rd at 3 Unit, 4th at Kansas, and 5th at Texas. Zach's average finish was 22.02. So that the third, one of the worst Evernham, well, I'd say the second worst Evernham car in the year. So we'll see how they do this weekend. But that lap time is not good.
Probably should say the only one yet to win. I mean, there is still this race.
I don't see it happening. Sorry.
Jessica Shelton, the Little Debbie's Ford car 21, is 23rd quickest right now. And the 21 team comes in this one 14th in the owner's points.
So Jess had a rough start to the season. Where's the 21? Sorry. Okay, 3rd at Kansas is her best result. That was her previous best was a 4th at Road America. She D&Q Daytona and Bristol till they got the 47 points. Jess has been pretty consistent in the season this year, so we'll see how she finishes out the season at Homestead. I can't talk.
Bill Bragg Jr. That is the Cat used number 22 Toyota, currently 8th quickest right now for Braddock, and the 22 team comes into this one without a shot at the owner's title, 8th in the owner's points.
So average finish 19.65. 1 win in Las Vegas. The 42nd at South Boston derailed the team's momentum. They've not picked up the pace since. They finished 2nd at Talladega behind Stephen Paul III, but haven't done much since. He's been into a slump and trying to get out of it, but still a successful season for the 22 team.
Stephen Paul III, car 23, is currently 2nd quickest in this session, and the 23 team is 18th in the owner's points right now.
So 2 wins for Stephen at South Boston and Dega. Continues the two wins in every full-time season he ran. He won 2 last year and 2 in season 1. He D&Q'd Auto Club, didn't even take the green flag and blew up, and was replaced at Coca-Cola. Rumors, we don't know what's going on with Apollos next year.
Rumors,
we'll see.
The leading rumors have him somewhere within Red Bull Racing. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Unsure if what car or.
We ain't getting to that again.
Yeah. put it this way. What I'm meaning when I say it, Steven, was that none of the reserves for the drivers who made the chase will be revealed before the season's over.
Oh.
Dylan Young, the DuPont Chevy 1957 edition, is currently 7th quickest, and the 24 team lowest of the chasers in the owners' points, 12th coming in.
So Dylan, where is Dylan? There he is. 1 win at Riverside. He DNQ'd at Bristol early in the season. Dylan's average finish was 19.73. He did not really have a good chase. Had a chance at Irwindale, but shenanigans happened with pit road. So Dylan probably will return next season. So let's see what he can do. The 24 team definitely improved from last year with Lumiere driving. Oh boy.
26, Jeffrey McCullough, Crown Royal Ford, is currently 13th quickest in this session, and the 26 team comes into this one 42nd in the owner's points.
The worst driver full-time, pretty much 24.88. Their best finish on the season was 11th at Twin Rig. Have not really done anything much since, and looking, if they do not get a top 10 this week, will be the first full-time driver not to score a top 10 in the 5 seasons.
Christopher Pierce, car 41, the Tums Dodge, is currently 28th quickest in this session and 30th in the owner's points coming in.
So they actually DNQ'd at Atlanta, 3rd at Texas, 4th at South Boston, finished 5th twice. Pierce has had a pretty struggling year. I believe he ran the car last season, if I'm not mistaken. 24.94 average finish, so they're not missing as many races.
Were you running this car last year?
No, it was Cosmic Nova, my bad, sorry.
I mean, it's got an R right up there next to his name.
We can go to the next car.
Mark George in 42, as the Chip Ganassi Racing Team tries to go from last to first, as they are 2nd in the owner's points coming in. They're 23rd quickest right now in this session.
So Mark George has 1 win on the year at Texas. Average finish of, where is Mark? There he is. 19.62. It's been a pretty decent season for them, and let's see if they can cap it off if they get past Zorline, who's starting in the back, and it looks like he's going to start in the back too.
Well, I mean, this car was literally dead last in owner's points last year.
Oh, look who it is.
Trevor Germain, car 58, is back with James Hilton's team. 9th quickest right now in this session. And the 58 team, with their 1 appearance this season, comes into this one 57th in the owner's points.
18th for Jermaine at Indy, 36th for replacing Matthews at Mustic. They were up in the top 10 for a bit of that race, and they were the last car to make it on speed. So let's see if they can end somebody's dreams again this weekend.
Well, they're a little bit more comfortable in it this week. Tim Randolph in the 60 is currently 16th quickest in the session. They do not have a shot at the owner's titles. They come into this one 10th.
So their best run of the year was 3rd twice at Indy and Cleveland. Sneaky consistency got them to the chase, but they did not have a lot of consistency during the chase, so that's what led them out of contention. But still a good season for the 60 team.
Joshua Osborne, the yellow Freight Fleet Pride Chevrolet, is the quickest car in the session, not quickest overall. And the 70 team comes in this one 32nd in the owner's points.
So 1 win at Road America, did not attempt 3 unit, but started running every race since then. They crashed at most point, if I'm not mistaken. The 70 team definitely improving from Alex Hawken last season, who won, I believe, a race, but didn't really do much. DNQ'd a bunch of races. The 70 kind of did at the end of the season, but Osborne's best finish besides that was a 12th 3 times besides the 3rd Chicagoland. So 70 team didn't really do much this year, actually.
Robert Pollard in the number 71 Fast Track Racing Ford is 6th quickest in the session. They're making their first appearance of the season.
So Robert DNQ'd in the 39, the 74 he finished 15th. 2nd at Iowa, and besides the blowing up at Talladega, he got the 98, a top 15 in all the other runs. The reason why the 71 is out here to get the number off the board, that's the only reason why this car is here.
Max Anderson, the Snickers Ford, is currently 5th quickest in car 88, and they are 36th in the owner's points coming in.
So second at Vince Arena, ninth at Lime Rock. The 88 team in the second half of the season were Mr. Consistency, a bunch of top 20s toward the end of the year, and they definitely improved. Their average finish was 24.66, but that was because of the beginning of the year. So if they can bring that momentum to the 28 team next year, we'll see how they do.
And finally, Levi McIntyre in car 99, the Office Depot Ford, is 20th quickest in this session, and they come into this one 20th in the owner's points.
I'll make this short and sweet. One top 5 for Levi after winning 2 races last season. It's definitely been a downgrade, and if Levi returns to the 99, they need to find some speed if they're going to be competitive next year.
And so looking at the math, just looking at some of the cars that might need to improve on their speed.
Who's below the 99? Well, Matt Dixon looks. RJ's going to the house probably. Tom, Matt Dixon. That's a tough break for Dixon. They have not. They missed the only other original Cup attempt they had too.
Yeah. Oh, trouble! Trouble on the front straightaway.
Well, that's big.
That was involving the 21 and the 2, and it looks like we managed to get away with something that's just a spin there on that front straightaway.
Well, somebody's getting banned. Matt Dixon, oh, he's 20. Steve Paul is in the field. That's going to kill someone on the go over homers.
I mean, realistically, if we think about it, Steve Pollard actually isn't even one of the title contenders at this point.
He's still in the chase.
Still isn't a title contender.
RJ was still there. So it looks like our pole sitter looks like it'll be James Qualls in the 11 if anybody doesn't improve here.
And we might not even be we're not even taking new laps. So that is indeed the case. So I know who the 12 drivers are.
Also, something to mention, this is the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Charles.
No, go ahead.
This is the final original Cup race for the series, too. So, like to point that out, it's been about 140 races we ran with this mod, so it's going to be bittersweet to see it go.
And so with that, that is it for qualifying. The front row for the Ford 400 and as mentioned, the final original Cup Series race here, the COYs, James Qualls and Allie Nelson.
And a Ford doesn't even start in the top 10. Actually, I believe Max Anderson's the best Ford.
Yeah, that's going to end up being the top Ford.
Yeah.
So, with that, though, that is going to be it for qualifying. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you haven't today for more gaming and racing-related content. I'm Gordon Fan1. That's Stephen Paul III, and this has been a production of the NRSL. We'll see you guys next time. Here comes the starting grid for the Ford 400.
See you guys.